There's a reason NASA stopped exploring the moon. Today I found out the horrifying reason why. Whenever I asked my grandfather about the moon, he would simply reply, "Never speak to me about the moon. Son, it's a sinister and wicked place." He suffered extreme PTSD from his job, so I respected his wishes. He always told us he worked as a pilot in the military. But when I found his secret photo album, I realized he had been lying to me. While clearing out the attic, I found an old metallic box. In the box, there were a number of things that, as I assumed, belonged to my grandfather. There was a military medal, a stack of papers, and an old picture of my grandfather and two other men I didn't recognize. My grandpa looked around 40, so I assumed that the picture was taken in the 70s. All of them were wearing spacesuits, and the scene was a typical backdrop used by NASA, but the logo was missing. Only a blank, monochrome background. The mission patch was titled Dawnbreaker. I didn't understand anything. My grandfather was an astronaut. Why did he never tell anyone about this? Dawnbreaker? I never heard about such a mission. It must have been covered up really well. But why? I found the answers in the papers at the bottom of the box. I found a long letter and began reading. This is what it said. "My dear family, if you ever find this, I must confess something. In 1972, I wasn't in Vietnam. I wasn't supposed to tell anyone, but if you have found this, it probably doesn't matter anymore. Back in 1965, I and a handful of other pilots were selected for a non-public team of astronauts who would participate in covert missions in space for our government. We wouldn't get the glory and fame of regular astronauts, but our country needed us, and so we were there. In early 1972, we were told that for an unspecified period of time, our country had a secret satellite orbiting the moon. They never told us what it did or why it was there, just that a few weeks prior it had crashed to the surface on the dark side of the moon for unknown reasons, and that the data it carried was crucial. The government needed to recover it, and thus was sending me and two other astronauts to reclaim the satellite's memory module. The equipment of the planned Apollo 18 mission was essentially transferred to us. From what we'd been told, the Apollo team was furious. They had a reason to be, after all. It seemed that whomever we'd been under was much more powerful than NASA. The whole mission was top secret, obviously. I was officially deployed to Vietnam, while in reality we underwent extensive training for the mission. After a couple of months, we found ourselves standing on the launch pad in front of this behemoth of a rocket that would take us to the moon. I was the mission commander, while Lieutenant Carver was the Lunar Excursion Module. LM pilot and Lieutenant Ackerman was the Command/Service Module, CSM pilot. The flight to the moon took roughly 3 days. After arriving, we made a couple of orbits around it. Each time we flew behind the horizon created by the moon itself. I felt a bit of helplessness when our communication to the whole world went dark as the signal got obscured by the spherical massive rock and dust below us. The dark side of the moon was nothing like the light side, which we see on almost a daily basis. Instead of smooth gray fields and tranquil lunar seas, it was completely covered in dark, deep craters and holes, as if it was being slowly eaten away by the universe itself. It was finally decided to begin the descent to the surface. Me and Carver exchanged wishes of good luck with Ackerman, and in the lunar module named Karen, we separated from the CSM named Trinity. After we announced Karen as touchdown, our response wasn't cheers and applause, but just a mere, "This is Trinity. Congratulations, Karen. I'll relay the news on the other side. Be safe out there, pals." Just like that, we became cut off from the rest of the world.